hate technology. You know that? I just absolutely cannot stand technology. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry to kick you out here for a second there. We had a little bit of a technical issue here with the camera, but I'm back. We're all back. We're going to have some fun tonight. Oh, that drives me nuts. Well, yeah, at least we're on right when Collision starts, right? So let me just reactivate the old chat box here. There we go. Yeah, we're going to have this could be a lot of fun here tonight. And by the way, welcome back, guys. Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around. So is it just me, or is Top Flight basically your proving ground team as you're going around here? As you see Copeland come out here tonight for our first match of the night. We got a little trios preview here going on tonight. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. Sorry about the little headache off the start. Unfortunately, they had a new update for the camera, so of course it happens right at the beginning of the stream, and the only way to fix that was to shut it off and turn it on again. So I had to shut the stream down really quick and then fire it back up. This is a real interesting team. Team Rated Chicken Hawk is what Copeland's coined in here tonight. Jesus, Julia having no remorse there with that spike. Well, this will be a fun tune-up match. Get us ready for everything that we're getting tonight. Well, looking through this card here, the main event's going to be the main event of Collision is going to be about the card tomorrow. Elite versus FTR and PAC is directly related to tomorrow. Team Rated Chicken Hawk is definitely part of it because they're taking on the House of Black tomorrow. The Acclaimed versus the Gunns, that's setting up the preview show. Skye Blue versus Layla Hersch. Okay, that's something that isn't related to anything except maybe the Julia Hart Willow Nightingale matchup coming up. Then we're going to see Powerhouse Hobbs in action, which is probably going to be your 2-minute squash here against local competitor. I'm surprised actually Andretti's not coming out with his water bottle tonight. But yeah, we're gonna be here all night, folks. We'll be here for the Rampage as well. I do believe the Rampage was taped on Wednesday though, so it's gonna be a little weird seeing the crowd be a little different there. But we got the RVD special high flying 420 elimination 4-way. RVD, Lee Johnson, Isiah Kassidy, Kommander. We got Kyle O'Reilly, Rocky Romero, and Daddy Magic versus the Undisputed Kingdom. And then Yuka Sakazaki versus Emi Sakura in that last hour. That's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, we get to hear from Kula and Ange, which might be related to something about this Akira v. Ruby Soho shirt that I got going right now. I was going to say Karate Kid versus Redneck Kung Fu. That's an interesting combo here. I love the in-action graphic as they got up there, so. The in-action means it's going to be a 2-minute match, preferably squash type. And I really wonder about having Danielson in this matchup a day before he takes on Will Ospreay. Personally, I think Takeshita turns this into a big squash and or a big schmoz, and once they get through that, Ospreay's going to come and break it up just because he wants to make sure that it's somewhat of a fair fight going on. Oh, nice. But once again, everybody, thank you for stopping by, whether you're checking it out live or whether you're checking it out on YouTube here. We're going to have a ton of fun here this weekend because not only do we have this, but we also have Andre C. joining us tomorrow for AEW Dynasty pay-per-view sidecast. I see Nigel's in fine form once again. Shots of leg. Showing a little bit of Fred Andretti here. Nice back elbow there. So yeah, I took advantage of the, I guess Roku had a special one here in Canadian funds, $99.99 for all 3 of the next pay-per-views here, so save a ton of money that way. Sorry, just checking a few of the notes that are just coming down the pipe right now, down the interwebs as they call them. But a special thank you to everybody here who is here on 420. Smoke them if you got them. It's so funny. I don't partake, but I do have CBD pills for back pain and whatnot, or gummies that I carry. Seems like I ran out of them yesterday, so go figure, right? You don't see a power slam from Copeland that often. Oh, and here comes Eddie. Oh God, those chops make a sound. Over the top. Nice cannonball, get through there. Well, you know, you're going to get a lot of high jokes tonight, so to say the least here. We'll get a lot of those thrown out. And we're actually going to get the full picture. We're not getting picture-in-picture here tonight. It's funny with the TSN feed. Every once in a while, you'll get the good feed without the commercials involved, and sometimes you just half of it does, right? Mr. McGee, how you doing here tonight, sir? It's been an interesting night so far. We ended up having to cut and start the stream quickly, thanks to lovely updates to Elgato stuff, but yeah, other than that, life is going good. I hope last week with Captain N was fun. Just turned on Collision. Yeah, it's going to be a fun 3 hours of wrestling tonight. If you didn't know, they actually are doing Rampage after Collision tonight, so we're getting basically what everybody wishes Raw would be in terms of wrestling tonight. It was a blast, little foggy times with hey, you know what? Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you just gotta, sometimes you just gotta go out and enjoy yourself, right? So there was wrestling on Raw. I throw a joke once in a while. What can I say? But yeah, that's one thing I like about Collision now is the fact they are just literally wrestling throughout most of it. It actually sucks that don't get me wrong, it's great that we're getting Dynamite, but I would almost, in many ways, prefer get Collision. Yeah, that's what I want to see, wrestling, exactly. And we're going to get a ton of that tomorrow. Like, we got the, what is it, up to 10 matches right now? We'll probably get one more booked tonight for the pay-per-view tomorrow. Like, we got three matches on the pre-show. Damn. Yeah, so TSN Plus is giving you the full feed tonight, so I like that. The fact we get to hear these guys relax during the commercial breaks. But it's going to be a ton of fun tomorrow having two of us here jibber jabber back and forth, and you guys can get your thoughts and comments in as well. And the one reason why I really enjoy bringing Andre in on a show like this, I either was going to do this or Forbidden Door with him, and he just wanted to get in here early, so it's his knowledge of Ospreay, it's his knowledge of Okada. Like the stuff that him and Melball do on their Wrestling Talk YouTube. Looked like he was trying to get a pretty good fight there. Andrade with a punch over the top. Nice. I'd almost wish that House of Black would come in here and ruin the victory for Team Rated Chicken Hawk. Because if he's able to wreck just the way that Briscoe wrecked the tag tournament match for wow, that was a little bit of that was redneck kung fu at its best there. That's their tag finisher. was going to say that twisting DDT is how, that spinning kickoff DDT is how they beat Ricky Starks and Big Bill. I know it was a last minute calling the random there, but uh-oh. The 6-way clothesline. Everybody down. I can tell there's going to be a lot of nervous people out here today because, well, hell, we got Joel Embiid almost got ripped apart this afternoon. Tried to dunk and all of a sudden his knee decided to go. And then, of course, the Leafs are playing tonight, so maybe that's why they got the description of the show wrong when they loaded it up. According to the TSN Plus app, we're actually watching NASCAR qualifying for the Geico 500 right now. So, my God, that's so. This is some good car racing. Hell, it's probably got better sponsors. Second most protected move in the business right now. Jay Dreda. Oh, there's the back fist into the spear. Give me a froggy bow. And Kingston's legal, of course. Did see Collision was advertised during the Hurricanes Isles game, yeah. Well, it is TNT, right? So, because, yeah, that's actually the reason that we're getting Rampage tonight is thanks to TNT. Because the New Orleans Sacramento game last night, the play-in game for the NBA, started at 9:30 Eastern last night. So, obviously, you can't have two shows on at the same time. So we're going to get 3 hours of wrestling in a row here tonight. I still think it's going to be... I still think that third hour is taped just because of one segment that's gone viral lately. Oh, here we go. Okay, so WrestleTech says they're both live tonight. I thought it was more because of the pre-tape segment with Cool and Ange that happened. If you didn't hear, on Wednesday, Ruby Soho came out with the fact that her and Ange are going to be parents. So that's why I got the Ruby Soho shirt on tonight with the Akira, the Rival Schools Akira on it. Gotta love these Street Fighter AEW cross news here. So where's Kingston going, of all things? Oh, they're all going into the crowd, shaking hands, kissing babies. Shaking babies, kissing hands, whatever way it works. As you see Copeland staring down McGinnis and telling him to smarten up again. So I got to ask you, do you think that Samoa Joe retains, or does Swerve finally get the title? My personal opinion, Hangman Page comes up to screw everything up and set up another match at Double or Nothing. The only other way I could think of it is maybe Swerve wins here and they want to get the one title defense done at Double or Nothing. So I'll tell you right now, I think Ospreay's winning in London. I can't see it not happening. And if he ends up beating Danielson on Sunday, yeah, I called it. But already in the ring. The only positive thing about being as quickly as it probably will be, I don't know if Callis will be able to say too much on screen. Like on commentary, sorry. Yeah, if we weren't around on Wednesday, we're getting Hobbs and Moxley next Wednesday. CJ. I think that's short for current joke at this point. Just for the mere fact that, yeah, you're dead. Oh, goody. Well, if you haven't seen on the ticker quite yet, Boston Bruins have had one shot on goal. Score is currently 1-0 Boston. Oh, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be brutal. Up yours, Leafs. Where we got here? The life of Leafs fans right now. I'll just throw this right now. I think that sounds about right. The guy is half the size of Hobbs' leg. My God, he's a teddy bear. How much it really annoys me at the fact Don Callis has no socks on ever. But he still has that Gorbachev blotch on his head. Like, is he diabetic that it takes that long to heal? These fans are not Edmonton fans. They do not know how to boo properly. Yay! Okay, is there going to be some kind of point to this? And now? So he's going to take credit for... Well, Hobbs ain't winning the title, that's for sure. We know who's winning the match. I almost would have felt better if the title wasn't on the line tonight. Or on Wednesday, sorry. Oh, because they got late playoff. They're not running late. A late broadcast on TBS on Wednesday because they got the Oilers Kings matchup. So they're going to be doing that for Wednesday Night Hockey. So. Is it just me, or are we 30 minutes in and we haven't seen there was a picture they had, but there was no actual commercial break yet. This is going to be a lot of fun. Danielson and Ospreay. But yeah, I can't see it being anything else but just the Bunkhouse Brawl being a bit of a schmoz near the end. Ospreay comes down to make the save for Danielson because he wants him in his best to face him tomorrow. And we're going to go through predictions and all that tomorrow with Andre here, and we got a full hour and a half pre-show that I'm going to be there for. Andre says he's going to be there for. Cry at Bryan. I just find it funny that we're getting this 2 trios matches tonight. And then the 2 teams that are the trios champs, they're in tag action. So it's sort of like 3/4 backwards going on. So, all right. So we actually get a commercial break now. I was just saying that where'd the commercial break go? So just a highlight for you guys as we go along here. Just a reminder, tomorrow we are going to have the AEW Dynasty Sidecast, and I am going to have a special guest on in Andre C. from the Andre Melball Wrestling Talk channel. Also, member of Backbreaker Gaming here. Backbreaker Media, sorry, not Backbreaker Gaming. And then next week's schedule is going to be a little bit weird because of playoff hockey. Well, let's just face it, most of the people that come in here to watch are hockey fans, so we'll be doing Monday afternoon, and then the actual 2K24 playthrough of week 16. Tonight we're doing week 15, the Fastlane pay-per-view. Next week's episode is actually going to be run on its own Tuesday night. We'll get in here, we'll book. If I run late, I might just tape it and send it out on part of the on the YouTube channel itself. But I'm hoping to get live here for you guys on Tuesday night. Because Wednesday we're just going to do Dynamite, and then we'll wrap things up as Game 2 between the Oilers and Kings is Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, or 10 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Mountain. So once that wraps up, we'll send you guys along, and then I'm going to enjoy some hockey here. So yeah, Monday afternoon we'll be here. It's either going to be Tears of the Kingdom or MLB The Show. We'll have to see here what the old Hart wants to do there in that case. Thursday's going to be Tears of the Kingdom. Saturday we'll be back with Collision in Week 17 of WWE 2K. And then, back up to another great week of shows here. But best thing to do is just follow me on X. That's where I give most of my indications of what's going to happen here. Gonna have to see if I can start stretching that out a little bit more. Get a little bit more involved in the old social medias here. So, oh, here we go, back at her. This has got to end up being a nothing match too, I would think. Like, well, we got 4 more matches to go here tonight. Oh, we had Chipmunks. That's always good. Oogity boogity. Oh, God. I'd like to get away from having anything involving Jericho on my screen, but seems like we can't help it here at this point. Oh, goody, Jericho promo. Really? Really? As far as I'm concerned, Jericho is a dead man walking. Like, with nothing extra on the line, Taz basically Lesnar'd him. I really wish they would, like, I'm glad that they're putting the titles on one team, because we just aren't getting enough out of this division. I hope Hook squash it. Me too. I hope it's an absolute like, let's go with 25 suplexes. And it just turns out to the point where Jericho just says done. But knowing the vortex of Jericho, which I know he patented that term, he's going to find some screwy way to win. And then Hook's going to have to chase him back for that title forever. All right, let's see if the rap got toned down. All right, I give that one a C. A little bit extra emphasis on the P there. Yeah, I got a feeling that this is where the Acclaimed lose those trios titles, because I think Billy Gunn's done. Well, I'm glad that, you know, timing on that promo worked oh so well there. Nobody ever said promos were perfect. Shivani called him a gimmick? Bowens is such a great wrestler to me. Like, I don't know, maybe... Like, Caster is holding a few things back here, but... And he's been around long enough that he's been putting on some decent matches, but... All right, there's the Americans picture-in-picture. I love it. I'm just watching this card and seeing everybody that's on it tonight and thinking how much it would cost in my GM mode to have this many people on. Way too much, yeah. No, I'm just... Sorry, I was just watching, or just take a look at one highlight there. I guess Domi and Marchand basically have been matched up together. The joys of hockey season. It's time to get fired up and excited over it. Domi isn't skilled enough for that matchup? No, he is not. I love that Billy goes up to one guy in the front row, the guy in the ref shirt, and he's just like, "You're going to start a chant right now, aren't you?" And all of a sudden, next thing you know, "Oh, scissor me daddy." I'm pretty sure the Guns have had the absolute shortest title reign as tag champs. Not talking about the six person, but the just the straight up tag champs. I think they had what, maybe a week reign. Question from SmackDown, have you watched it? Did they pipe in Roman chants or was it... I saw that moment and I'll be honest, when it comes to SmackDown right now, I don't trust them not piping in anything these days. It just seems a little non-organic for it to come up like that. Because I don't think many people are going to be asking for Roman right now. Just because, does it make sense to ask for him back? I can understand it's sort of that, you know, a little bit, just the fans trying to troll Solo, but... Yeah, I could totally see them go Bloodline versus Bloodline. But it all depends. Who do you get for that third member? Because you get the Usos and Roman. Yeah, Sammy maybe, but... I think it's better to keep Sammy right out of that whole storyline altogether now. It had its usefulness, but... And also, I'm not thinking about faces, I'm thinking about heels right now. And that's, because right now all you have is Solo and Tamatonga, right? If Jacob Fatu is signed, then yeah, maybe you can go away with a 3-on-3. If you want to throw an extra person in on each side, fair game, but... I would think the way the families work, you'd only want that 3-on-3. Haku and Rikishi, I don't want to think about it that much. Like, Haku could probably still go. Rikishi, I don't think could. Not that he really could go on other stuff before. Ref's not blind! Ref's not blind! Let's go! Ushigoroshi. Now that's good by Austin there. The way that, it's always been one big pet peeve of me when I'm dealing with tag matches here. As you're trying to break it up, if you're hitting the guy in the back, are you taking him off the cover? You're not breaking up the cover, you're just inflicting some damage, right? That was rough. Some bad camera angles, but you know, we're still telling a good story here. But you can sort of tell why this match is going to be on 0 Hour. Little swagger neck breaker there, it looks like. And then Max just literally out of nowhere. Uh-oh. There we go. That's what you do. Rake the eyes. Punched him in the back. Okay. I guess the rapid punch is a bit of an offensive move. Oh, the Acclaimed are winning this one. They aren't going to win the next one. Never mind. The outside in clothesline. I like that. Yeah, Bones has got so much potential going forward here. 310 to Yuma, but there's the mic drop elbow. And the sneaky cover. Sunset. Oh. Yeah, you knew there was going to be some kind of shenanigans to end this. I thought it'd be the Acclaimed to win it. And I love the, yeah, I'm just getting out of here. I don't care about those titles. Well, at least we'll get back to the regular colored titles instead of the pink ones, right? I love that Moxley just randomly comes in to break everything up, even though he hasn't been around forever. We all know the answer to that. I love this.
Why I feel alive. It's because Takeshita dropped me on my head on the ramp, and tonight I get to get revenge in a bunkhouse match. And then tomorrow I get to test myself against Will Ospreay, a man that people are calling the best wrestler in the world. And I get to find out firsthand. Hey, I'm sorry about this, my boy. I saw that your man was above the door for the interview time. I just ain't cool yet. I have nothing to do with Dynamite, and I certainly have nothing to do with Collision. I don't want any excuses for tomorrow. I want you 100%. I have nothing to do with any of this stuff. Sure. Mate, come on. You have to believe me on this.
I loved it. This is where the seeds of doubt come in. They're doing the bunkhouse brawl in the middle of the show? So, they're gonna do the. They're doing the other trios match as the main event. They'll do the Bucks and they'll basically do the Bucks and Okada versus FTR and PAC as our main event for Collision. So if it goes overtime, then it's the Bucks' fault, right? So we only did end up with a small promo from Jericho, so I consider that a little bit of a bonus. But yeah, while we got a spare second here, just want to. It's hard to say. I don't want to say condolences because they're not dead, but just want to give up my support to everybody that got released yesterday from WWE. Into Sheer, Jinder Mahal, Xia Li, Zion Quinn. I know Jinder will get back on his feet. Taika Raj Singh, as he's known outside of WWE. He'll, to be honest, I think he'll show up with his brother Raj in Impact. And I actually think that's where Xia Li ends up as well. Like, I know it's early. We got 90 days to figure this out. But I think Xia Li would fit it absolutely perfectly on an Impact roster. And then, well, in this year, I don't know what you would do exactly with them. Maybe an MLW, maybe a New Japan. Or maybe they just don't want to be involved in wrestling anymore. But either way, you know, it's always respectful, and it's always great to see all the support that everybody has given over the last few hours, like the last 10, 12 hours. It shows that the wrestling community really cares about each other. As much as it's been toxic about booking ideas and whatnot. Everybody rallying around Nyla Rose for what she's had to go through. Then helping out with all these released talents. And just the positivity that everybody else outside the business has tried to show them. It's tough to have that part, but... So we're clearing up from commercial break here. We should be back up in just a second here. And I'm really surprised, like I said, that they're going with the bunkhouse match now. I love watching Thunder Rosa take out Luther. I love this. It smells because I sniff it. Well, there's some magical imaging for you here. It is now official. Juice Robinson is a demon. If you didn't know, Tony Storm is currently with Juice Robinson, who is healing right now from injuries. Off screen, of course, or else Bullet Club Gold will be a lot bigger. No, these guys got to actually dress up like it's a bunkhouse match. Or are they still coming out in their gear? Well, that's the end of that. Well, Takeshita, you know, he's got a different suit on, so it almost feels like he's in his bunkhouse, you know, his bunk bed match instead of his bunkhouse match. I guess that could be a different design that you wear there. Claudio just looks like he's bored to fight. Like he's that one guy you do not want to mess with in the streets. I absolutely adore how relentless Nigel is right now. They're actually said they're trying to play it up that Nigel McGuinness had to go to sensitivity training because they called Bryan Danielson a clam digger. Gotta love the Danhausen milk carton poster there. And Fletcher's trying to trash talk that girl. That girl's having none of it. Not even looking at him. A rubber garbage can, all right. And Claudio cleans up after himself. Well, at least everybody's gotten together here a little bit. I want, you know, for me, I just want Danielson and McGuinness to have just a little. Takeshita with the hammer. That's PAC's gimmick. What are you doing? Well, I guess it's false count anywhere too. It is a bunkhouse match, so. It also makes sense that you have this at the top of the hour because people that are just tuning in right now, just flipping channels, they could also be the ones watching the finish of the Sixers Knicks game, right? So Knicks ended up winning by 7. Uh-oh. Oh, there goes a shirt. Because you know you got to get more aerodynamic and as much as possible. All right, that's gotta suck. I missed it. I'm assuming that's something like just he threw a Justin Roberts comment in there. Oh, there's the powder to Claudio. Back when Danielson got in trouble. Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. It was actually Justin Roberts was the guy that the guy who does ring announcing on Dynamite. He actually is the one that was choked out. That ended up causing Danielson's firing from the company, right? Yeah, it's a small world, right? But yeah, Danielson, yeah, it was. If you take a look at the picture, I will say this: it was really cool how Roberts ended up selling it the way that he did. I don't know whether it had to be a legitimate sell, but which made this whole situation a lot more. Well, yes and no. Wrestling wise, it was great. It's another one of those things that when you deal with wrestling tropes. Ugh. But old school wrestling will tell you to play it up as much as possible. New TV productions like, no, we actually think this is real now at this point. Good way for Claudio to break that up. Yeah, after that promo, I'm pretty sure they're going to get Ospreay out here to break this up after. Danielson hulking up in the middle of the ring right now. Got the yay boos going. Are we going for that Brave Buster on the ring apron again, or the ramp again? Or maybe a burning, or burning hammer. Gotta love a DDT. So I don't know if you saw last night. They actually had a, I think it was a Chicago promotion. Ended up having a match, boyfriend-girlfriend match. Kyle Fletcher and Skye Blue. But then Will Ospreay just randomly came out and became the referee for the match. Hey, Miss Scott. Hey, you know what? It's been a decent show tonight. A lot of stuff setting up for the pay-per-view tomorrow. We had the rated Chicken Hawks beat Top Flight in trios action. Powerhouse Hobbs ended up squashing somebody that was the size of his leg. Now we got a bunkhouse brawl between the BCC and Don Callis family, basically. But no, in terms of everything good, we're just chatting along, having a nice night chatting wrestling. We got 3 hours of this, and we just hit the 1 hour. We just passed the 1 hour mark now. You missed me having to shut down the stream for about a minute before because the camera wouldn't work. Because Elgato decided just they needed this update done. Oh, I guess yes is not going to be yes. It's going to be a haluva kick. Nice. You got to think of it this way when it comes to this match here. You got the Don Callis family. This is where they're going to make their name this weekend. They should have both referees making counts there. One for each side. Uh-oh. What do we got? Oh, here. No. No table. Ah, yes. All right, Swerve. Watch him take out a fan in the crowd. Oh, God, Nigel. That was just horrible. Block with a kick. About to whoop with that chain. Yeah, like, it's funny, that's Swerve's thing, but oh well. Now they got both referees in the ring. And of course, here comes Hobbs. God, do I love that Hobbs spy buster. There it is. There's the music. Dun, 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 dun. Just like out of Major League. I do. Whoa. I like clean Moxley, by the way. Moxley saw my look without hair and thought that he should go for it. You know, it's funny that we're hearing, you know, you're making everything groovy as you're seeing Hobbs and Mox just literally beat the hell out of each other. My God, Nigel is relentless here. This is where Osprey comes out, maybe? Oh, that sucked. He's got the chain wrapped around his arm. My God, that European uppercut with a chain? All right, that's going to hurt a little bit. Yeah, they are literally beating the shit out of each other. I love that Claudio has enough time to pose with his Jazzwares figure. No, modified label lock with the chain. Good old Nigel. You malicious, vicious, sick son of a blah, blah, blah. Go Leafs. We were talking about that in chat here earlier. How you doing, Zodiac? One shot, one goal. Life is good here. I think all of us are asking that, but not too hard.
Gold. They think of 40 virgins, but that's not me. My spirit is a part of this.
40 virgins?
When I die, my heaven will be standing in this ring, bleeding.
Just get home. It looks like Danielson worked too hard before tomorrow. They got him pretty good in this bunkhouse match here. Good old Danielson. You don't have to say. And look at that view with Claudio with the chain there. Like, seriously, that's like some pinup material. Ugh. You know, we got the girls of NXT calendar here, but the Jays are up 4-0 too. There we go. Look at that. Look at Claudio. He's just like, you know, he's like straight out of a firefighter calendar, to be perfectly honest here. Oh, and we also did get the Acclaimed versus the Guns in 2-on-2 action. Another dirty finish thanks to Jay White. Just pretty much everything we expected as we were going along here. So we got Skye Blue taking on Layla Hersch coming up after this break. And then our main event tonight is a a trios match between the New Elite and FTR and PAC, previewing those two matches coming up to pay-per-view. And I don't think we have anything else planned for... Let's see here. No, that's it. That's the only two matches they have scheduled left for this 2-hour segment here. Mr. Crowder, am I doing the 3 hours tonight? I am doing all 3 hours tonight, and then after we'll get the editing break in, which I hope will be pretty short. Mainly because I don't have to edit out the beginning because my camera decided that it needed an upload, and basically as soon as I was on stream, I had to cut off stream, put it back on stream. A whole bunch of schmoz. We're going to be back with our WWE 2K24 PLE. The Fastlane pay-per-view is going to be going on here after we're done Rampage tonight. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun there. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to... I think our main event is going to be Becky versus Rhea versus Tiffany in a triple threat match. Mainly because my 4-star feud between Tegan Knox and Tiffany Stratton disappeared when Tegan didn't like the fact that I didn't give her a $100,000 bonus when I had $50,000 left. And she just booked right before the pay-per-view, so we'll see how things go there. But yeah, I got a feeling that's probably what my main event's going to be. Probably do Charlotte and Io for about the 500th time. I'm going to have to hire some people. Maybe give Elton Prince a title match. But yeah, we can talk about that when we get closer there. How is everybody doing? While we've been out of here for an hour 15 here. How is everybody doing this week? I know that everybody's getting ready for a lot of playoff stuff. I know our schedule is going to be slightly altered due to playoffs. We are going to be running 2K24, our next 2K24 week, Tuesday night. We'll be doing that after NXT, and then we will be maybe throwing some MLB the show. We'll see how things go here. Counting out the days till days off. Nice. Days off are very important. I booked 2 holiday days for tomorrow and Monday. Just because when I'm talking for like 5 hours straight on a pay-per-view, I know I'm going to have Andre C here to help out, which, by the way, once again, don't forget, if you are going to be around tomorrow for Dynasty, stop by. We're going to be chatting a lot of wrestling. I'm sure we'll talk a lot of Japanese wrestling as well. Stokely going at it. No, it's going to be comfort of my home and the comfort of his home. We're going to be doing it via remote. Ooh. Chris getting fired up. Good old Nigel still going at it. No, I don't even know if Beercade's doing the pay-per-view tomorrow. I'll be perfectly straight with you guys. We forgot between them and us, the Black Communication, we forgot all about Revolution. And the other part is, I'm just having so much fun hanging out with you guys. And all the help you guys have given me growing this channel and making things better. I just figured that, let's expand into Collision, let's expand into pay-per-views, and let's hang out together. Plus crowds suck. Well, that too, but the thing is, we weren't getting a ton of crowds over there anyway, so. And we don't. Absolutely. I'll give you a word for that one. But yeah, it's, and plus now it's even cheaper to get the pay-per-view because AEW and Triller offered a 3-pack deal. I found out if you are on the web or whatnot, it was in US dollars. I have a Roku TV, so I had a Canadian account. I got all 3 pay-per-views. This one, Double or Nothing. Sorry, at Forbidden Door for $100. And each one is $40 a piece, so saving $20. And also Double or Nothing might be a little bit more expensive. I couldn't remember. Make shit cheaper, get more eyes out of Prague. Hey, absolutely. And hopefully it helps, even here, like, try to get as much different content on here as possible. Getting it up on the YouTube channel as much as we can. Which, by the way, shout out to Dadbod here. To PJC here. For his Pokemon videos. He's been doing the Pokemon online trading card game on his channel. And it seems like his videos are sort of trending on our channel for replays and different ideas of that game. So, and Zodiac and McGee, I just want to throw this out here for a little incentive if you are dealing with a little bit of a poll here with the RTG guys. If a certain game involving a little bit of blitzing and a little bit of balls, if that one ends up winning, you might get to hear my dulcet tones over on the RTG fit again. Just throwing it out there, because Also, it's the fact the way I could get a Sega Saturn game onto the show, right? I like blitz. I like balls. Hey, you know what? That's the... But, yeah, I was just mentioning to him that I'm available to do that. Yes, it was, actually. I remember it did get ported over there. It was originally on the 64 and then moved up, I do believe. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty damn sure that we're... Because, well, actually, one of my favorite moments about the game... I won't spoil too much about it. I gotta save stuff for the good things. Watching video games play it every Super Bowl Sunday. And watching everybody accuse each other of cheating on it. It's just, just a golden thing. But yeah, that's that. I got some other shows that I'll be on here, and I'm actually looking to branch out a little bit more personally. Just like Layla's starting to branch out here from Ring of Honor. The latest that Layla's been involved in at ROH is being a tag partner of Rachel Ellering. Sort of like those forced partners following a little run-in with Maria Kanellis here. I find it so funny that they can't call it Cheeky Nando's. But no, it's been a lot of fun doing this. What do they call it now? Just a kick to the face in between the legs. They just call it literally what it is, just a kick. Yeah, exactly. But I think Will Ospreay called it originally a Cheeky Nando's, so that's where that came from. Well, Hersch slipped. That's not good. TKO to the Dragon Sleeper. That is a beautiful double. That is actually a pretty good transition for a finisher. To get into a TKO and immediately wrap yourself into a Dragon Sleeper. Bruins 2-0. I'm going to have to get that Dirty Water song put on here just for the first round of the playoffs. As they're going to start writing down the card here. We're going to get half an hour of the Bucks. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not gonna be the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, we're gonna get enough of that tomorrow. I don't like the Bruins, I just hate the Leafs more. I think that's the majority of us, sir. Like, I will go with personally in that whole division, I'll take Florida anytime, even though there's a Kachuk on it. It's sort of like the battle of everybody you don't want to listen to. Sorry, just try to turn it down a bit while we go there, but yeah, as we go through, I'm like looking at the playoffs here. It looks so advantageous for the Oilers. They got Vegas moved into the other division, so the latest or the earliest they'll face them is in the semifinals. It'd be tough for. It's going to be tough for them to get past Vancouver if they get past LA. Honestly, I think there shouldn't be a problem of them getting past LA, but I've been wrong before. And then, yeah, there's... In that Central, I would almost like to see a Dallas-Winnipeg. Little better than Vegas and Winnipeg, right? Like, I just don't want Vegas to win merely because the moral standards and whatnot, right? Of how they tried to circumvent the rules the best they can, which, you know, you really can't fault them too much for the fact that they actually did the rules the way they did. It's almost like they were deserving of, playing the system the way you can, and half their team came back today. Yeah, like it's amazing that their infirmary is only built in a temporary shelter. And then, that's just... I do feel bad for teams like I was saying, the Sixers earlier today. And I was watching the Sixers-Knicks right before we came on here. Joel Embiid's doing so well, and then he decides he wants to show off and see how his knee can test up dunking. It ends up blowing out his knee again. I don't know whether he came back in the second half, but it did help because we ended up getting a victory for the Knicks there by 7. And then, also, one thing I really was surprised about today when it comes to the AHL is we didn't have a hockey coach fight yet. We got Rod Brindamore on one bench, and we got Patrick Waugh on the other one. You tell me if one of those games doesn't get out of hand and somebody throws a cheap shot that those two ain't going to drop the gloves? They'll steal somebody else's gloves first and then try to do the drop the gloves thing. But yeah, the playoffs will probably start in earnest really tomorrow for NHL guys. I think there's like 3 or 4 games tomorrow. The Oilers start really late, so... And yeah, I guess this is right before the main event, so I could actually break it down a little bit to help out with explaining what's going on here. Streams this week, we're actually going to be doing Monday afternoon. I booked Monday off, so I might as well use it for something useful. And then the Oilers game is late on Monday, so basically when I normally would be streaming, I'd be watching the hockey game, and I'll at least watch a couple games if I can. because of that as well, because the Oilers game is on Wednesday at 10 o'clock Eastern, we're going to move our WWE 2K24 stream to Tuesday. And we'll probably do it right after NXT. So we'll get an hour of 2K24 in, and then we'll probably throw it open to see what we're going to talk about. Maybe we'll just talk wrestling for a bit. Wednesday, we'll be here with AEW Dynamite. Thursday will be Tears of the Kingdom. And then Saturday we'll be back with Collision, and in week 17 of my GM mode immediately following. So another packed week of shows here, so... I love how they have to preload the ramp twice here for this. You notice the subtle detail they've added to this now since they started? Using the Cody Vader again? Then the one thing they have added that they didn't have before is stairs. They've actually extended the height of the Cody Vader. And they put a couple steps for you to step down off of there. So. Helps you set things up a little better, and, you know, you don't have to bend down as bad. Oh, audio guy's a little bit off. That is a cool visual. I do love the Rainmaker gimmick. I do love the EVPs. I like the fact that they're despicable pricks. And the other part is they aren't overdoing it. That's the key thing. Like, is that one of the big things they always talk about is how you overdo a gimmick and it sometimes blows up. So I'm assuming Dax has taken the pin in this match just because Dax always loses these 6-person tags, because let's face it, the Elite ain't losing it. Okada eats cord the wrong way. I don't think Okada probably eats cord. I will say I do like the Continental Championship as a concept altogether. It's a little bit more corporate for a best to explain, it's very corporate for a non-interference title. It's basically the pure title without all the extra rules. If he doesn't eat cord at all, he'll probably eat it the wrong way. Touche, good point there, Mr. Zodiac. I just find it funny for the fact that PAC probably wouldn't want any partners whatsoever. What the hell is up with Cash there? Blowing his nose, wiping his rear end. So, chat, level with me here. I'm pretty sure this is obvious. But the reason it's a ladder match is so Jack Perry can come over and screw over FTR here in that match, right? Like, I think it's written pretty straightforward in this case. There is a great way to do it, of course, but... At least one of my buddies just got out of the hospital. I didn't realize. He just got out of the hospital for having an earbud stuck in his ear. Apparently it's too small and it got lodged too far in. So they had to go dig it out of there. I don't want to make fun of it, but at the same time, it is a little hilarious to think of that, right? For all the things that you get stuck up inside of you, since we're talking about cord right now. Oh, they actually know how to talk. I'm impressed. Triple baseball slides, gotta love it. They still got 20 minutes yet, so yeah, there's going to be a little bit of insanity here. Dax just going ab. Dax got so many dead KB tape or whatever it's called on him. Braces and tape and higher flying 420 elimination fit. If RVD doesn't win that, that's going to be a travesty. Oh, and Emi Sakura back, which would be great. That's going to be fun. The Kingdom versus O'Reilly, Romero, and Ange. I'd assume Romero's there to eat the pin as he is always, but at the same time, that should be a very fun match to see tonight. The other thing I really enjoy about nights like this is the fact that there's no real slowing down. Like, Rampage is usually the fastest hour of wrestling. Classic tag team wrestling here, which is obviously what you're going to see here from FTR and PAC, especially FTR. I love how he has to call it the Rings of Saturn, even though it's called the Brutalizer by PAC. So Nigel doesn't do much for research, does he? Tried doing the same thing that the Bucks or the FTR did. FTR PAC. Team 3-letter, I guess is the best way to put it. So I have to ask you, chat, which match are you guys looking forward to on Sunday? I know that we're going to have Andre here on Sunday. We're going to talk a lot of wrestling, but what do you guys consider is going to be your favorite match of the night? What are you most looking forward to? I'd have to go with the easy choice of Ospreay Danielson. It's going to be interesting to see how much they play into the story of what happened tonight as part of it. It's probably going to be a post thing. But also, are they going to switch the title on tomorrow night, or are they going to wait a month? Oh, and I want to call it a bonehead thing of the week, and I know that everybody's got bonehead things to talk about, but I got one in particular that's driving me nuts. We have somebody who is in charge of the biggest wrestling company in the world, and Forbes just mentioned the values of all of them, so yes, I can say that. And he did not literally know that his main product of the year goes up against the NCAA Final Four every year. Yes, Nick Khan admitted that he wants to move WrestleMania from the weekend that it's on because it goes up against... He didn't realize it goes up against the NCAA Final Four.
You idiot!
I'll just leave that there. So potentially it could end up going to May now. Which, if they do May in Vegas, is actually going to affect Double or Nothing here quite a bit. But you're looking forward to Roderick and Collision. Yeah, that's going to be a fun match. Two guys that know each other so well. Well, Triple H said he didn't know who Ospreay was. Give me that one. But yeah, just sometimes, some people find things, some people are so tone deaf on some things, it's not even funny. It extends beyond wrestling. It goes into life. It goes into different sports. It's like everybody, if Triple H didn't know who Ospreay was, legitimately he should be fired. Yeah, I would agree with that, Big Zodiac. I definitely think that, if you're going to have a real buzz on the things and say you're around with the times, don't brag about stuff like that if you can't back it up. Simply put. Oh, yes, the guy in their AEW referee shirt out there is trying to get a CM Punk chant started. Like, who are you trying to help? 3-0 Bruins. For those that are wondering, yes, there's only two things that we hate most in this world. Calgary Flames and Toronto Maple Leafs are usually that group. Welcome everybody who's come in here the last hour here. Checking out AEW Collision, and we're going to be sticking around for Rampage immediately after. If this is your first time here and you like what you see, please check out the follow button there, and maybe you'll find out when we go live all the time. Including tomorrow, we're going to be here with I'm just going to throw this ad here quickly again. We're going to have an AEW Dynasty Sidecast available here. I'll be joined by Andre Melball's Wrestling Talks Andre C., who, good friend of mine. It's amazing. I've been thinking about this last couple days. In just over 7 months, we're going to be celebrating 10 years here at Backbreaker. 10 freaking years. Like, I've been podcasting since 2011. I started the first iteration of Backbreaker in 2015. So we're going to have to see. Like, I have a few small goals for 2025, but it's a little too early to consider all those. You know, a million things could happen between now and then. Osprey's phenomenal, just say that. And it's unfortunate he didn't sign with you, but you'll be waiting for him. It's all fun and correct, but don't deny you don't know who one of the best living wrestlers is. Exactly. Like, that was a bravado comment that he made, because I'm pretty sure that he knew exactly what we were doing. Like, it's so daft to try and say that about anyone. The fact that he didn't even know who he was. My thought would have been he wasn't going to be a great fit with us for now. That's what I would have said. Right now, he's not currently a great fit. Seth Rollins knew who he was. I'm just going to throw that there. That way you guys can settle that one up. When Triple H talks anymore, it's all for the casual fans. Yeah, like, if he doesn't have a PR team available with him, wow. If you guys aren't familiar, like, that was a little weird how he took that pile driver. Normally, a guy like Okada, you have to put the hands on the back of the knees. That's how you protect yourself, and you also know that somebody's ready to go. He just left his arms loose. So are they doing the spray paint thing? Oh, God. Oh, no, that ain't spray paint. That's the kind of woo energy. Which, by the way, once again, if we end up getting up to 30 subs, I will personally order a case of woo energy. We can try it out live on stream. This is pretty amazing, the fact we're actually gonna get about 25 minutes of this match. Unless they cut it off short to promote the pay-per-view tonight. It really is funny, though. When you look at the Bucks, they're like nothing to write home about. Like, in terms of, like, the gear, they got the, you know, the vests on and whatnot, and the fancy dancing jackets. But in terms of wrestling, like, if you were a casual looking at them, there wouldn't be nothing really to show yourselves off about. Then you get to see it work, and that's when everything starts to pick up. I love the fact that, you know, I saw a couple wrestlers talk about the exclusive ability to watch it on ppv.com, and then I look at everything else. I'm like, no, it's not exclusive. It's pretty much everywhere. I know it sucks that we actually have to go through the pay-per-view route when it comes to AEW, because they have such quality shows, and it'd be nice that they have a streaming deal put together, but Hey, Dribblers, how you doing? Finish the Jackie Robinson conquest? Nice. So I'm assuming you finished the whole program then, or did you got a lot of good cards? Yeah, like basically if you go through the entire, oh yes, the whole thing, cool. Because if you go through the entire Negro League, that's 10 points. Get the Jackie Robinson event, that's another 5, I believe. And then the rest you get off that conquest, and it just turns out perfect. Now we're getting this walk-in shot. I love it. Did the mission got all the story? Exactly. It's not hard to do. And just a quick reminder, if you are on the YouTube gaming channel, I'll show you how fast it's done, because tomorrow we're going to be having the video up of my trip through the Jackie Robinson conquest as part of MLB The Show 24. So, oh, and McGee, to answer you earlier, you said MLB's not grabbing you this year. I'm the same way. I do have a feeling that tomorrow might be the last on-stream regular spot for MLB The Show, like an exclusive, like we're featuring it all month. What we might be doing for the next little bit after this is brand new game coming up. Like, I couldn't believe it whenever they got it up. I got 3 pre-orders coming this Saturday. Or this Friday, sorry. I got Guilty Gear Strive, the Collector's Edition. That's coming in. Oh, God. That's a video. Have you ever seen one? And Cash is just spanking the ass just to get it back up so he didn't have that problem. Oh, come on, Remsburg. You got to show you're going to go for the third one at least. Oh, got out of it. I ordered Stellar Blade. That's coming up on Friday. And that is also the other game that's probably going to get featured on our end. Is Topspin 2K25 comes out on Friday. So for a little bit, we might do a little bit of tennis here as we go forward here on the stream. See how it feels for the first little bit here. See how we can generate a career mode a little bit. Yeah, I picked up Stellar Blade. That's going to be one of those we'll play after Tears of the Kingdom's wrapped up. Let's put it this way. Stellar Blade is about as far as I've gotten into dealing with those kind of games. It did hook me a little bit. I want to get through one before I get to the next. I haven't played Suikoden. I hate Dark Souls. If you haven't watched, I am a little bit into those. I can't stand those harder games. All right, Dax is getting pinned, like I said here. I think after these set of games that are coming out, the next big one I'm looking at is EA College Football 25. More Final Fantasy than Dark Souls. Hey, yeah, there you go. Same thing. Like, I'm not much of a Final Fantasy guy. I've played maybe a couple hours. I'll watch people play it, but for me playing it, it just isn't my cup of tea. Especially the old ones that are like turn-based. It's sort of like why WrestleQuest never really shook my fancy. The gameplay was really repetitive, and it was also like turn-based. There was no real... There's Mario RPG levels of skill to it. And if you know, you know. Power Glory. That's how you add it. And I forgot, they're actually a real commercial break right now, so... Could you imagine finishing the match on that? Oh, there's the catch line where the best wrestle. Oh, McG, just thinking about something that came up earlier tonight as well. You were talking about how McGuinness made the reference to the choking incident. First night that Danielson showed up at AEW after his debut, like his first opening promo, he literally turned to Justin Roberts and said, "Sorry about earlier." This reminds me of 2K24 right now, where you literally cannot finish a tornado tag match ever. Oh, this ain't good. Cash just destroyed. Oh, here we go. Done. One of the most protected moves in the business because it legit looks like it could kill somebody. And you know, it's pretty amazing how PAC has to stand there and just basically line himself up perfectly there. Why is Garcia... All right, Garcia being added to the mix. I don't mind this. It's just, how are you going to add him to this? Okada being pin-rolled from everybody. A standing brutalizer? I do wonder... I would have just hung on if I was... It would be fun to see PAC just literally just lead up on the back and just stay there. So yeah, next week due to sports, they got AEW live across the country rather than just East Coast and West Coast, having different times, right? Because I do believe it's probably got to be basketball playoffs at NHL at the same time at 8 o'clock next week, so... love Mox. I love this. I love this promo. Uh-huh. Okay. And of course you get RVD opening up the 420 Rampage. You gotta love it. I love RVD's singlet here. This is amazing. Hello? My feed just kicked out. You stupid son of a... Oh, I love technology. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, I think somebody seriously needs to do a deep dive into the Shield. Essentially, the Shield in so many ways can tell you a lot of stories about what pro wrestling's all about. You got the story of a man who was handpicked to be the guy. And it took, well, after the breakup of the Shield, I'd say a good 5-6 years before he became truly that guy. It's funny, I thought Mark Quinn was injured, and I think he probably would get more injured doing hip thrusts like that. Jesus. But you look at Reigns, and he's like, it took him forever to become the guy. You got a guy like Rollins who decided to stay in the system and work his way into being basically the lifeblood and the heart of WWE for many of the 2015s to the 2020s. He wasn't the guy that was forced down your throat. He's the guy that convinced you that he was the guy. And then you got Moxley, who just did not fit the set of rules that they had, but very well could be the top guy out of the Shield going when it all comes together, right? In many respects, Seth Rollins and Jon Moxley have the privilege of being considered basically what The Undertaker was in the early 2000s. The constant. The sobering thought. The Sting of WCW might be even a better move there. It's somebody who was always representative of that company, always showed that he had that level of determination. And myself personally, I really do wish this was what they would call a Air Miles match. It was a PWA specialty here at Prairie Wrestling Alliance here in Edmonton and Calgary. The rules of an Air Miles match. You have to hit a move off the top rope or the second rope before you can do a pinfall. Like literally you could only get a pinfall after a splash or a flying elbow drop or a superplex. RVD filled the love on 420. What a shock. And for being as old as he is, he looks in fantastic shape. Like, let's face it, he doesn't have all the gears here, but that rule sounds way more relevant to the 80s. Yeah, it was. Except in the 80s, it was more of an opposite effect. Bill Watts absolutely terrorized everybody with that rule. Because if you... All right, Isiah, you got to be smarter than that. Bill Watts was the one that almost killed wrestling here in the States with what he tried to do. And he tried to justify it with, oh, well, that's the way heels got to learn how to cheat, right? About the over-the-top rule. I love that RVD doesn't have to do a whole lot. He just literally just has to bring out the biggest hits, and that's it. Well, Cassidy's tried, I'll say that. You tried actually doing the Rolling Thunder, you moron. I see a monkey flip coming. There it is. Oh, and Cassidy took that rough. Didn't fall on his back, fall on his butt. Little Rolling Thunder. I absolutely love the a Red Page exclusive. Oh God. And this is supposed to be an elimination match? Oh, Isiah. You gotta love it at mid-move. Oh my God! Gonna try and hit the crossroads. All right, well, Johnson's out. Watch Zay win this and absolutely piss this entire crowd off. Oh, here we go. Mocking RVD again. Oh, now we get the picture-in-picture. Oh, yeah. Now, you know what? I don't mind if it's showing off playoff playoff football, or sorry, playoff basketball, playoff hockey. Because all the big ones start tomorrow. We had 2 series start today. We know that the old Leafs got punked in every which way possible, which, let's just face it. We'll have to shout out to the Boston Bruins. Let's hope they end this in 4, and then we can just get back to focusing on our teams here in on the West Coast, Best Coast. It's going to be interesting now that we have Salt Lake City in the NHL instead of Phoenix. So a lot of people don't realize that's a dry city half the time. So different kind of crowd, different kind of atmosphere. When you say bringing your family, you got to ask how many wives they have. As we get back into full screen here again. Zing. Yeah, like, it's going to be interesting. That's Utah. See, I blame Utah for one of the reasons why I'm still single. It's a law of averages, right? Some guys get 4 wives, I get none. So just it balances out eventually, right? 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 Yeah, I gotta. Oh. There's no way RVD loses this one, is there? You know what? At least Kommander's showing up here. Like, he's definitely putting a stamp on this match, and he's always been a great character out here. Oh, you do they have to have some kind of reversal like that going on. Oh, here we go. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. Kommander and RVD to finish. No, it's going to be Zayn. It's got to be Zayn Van Dam. Zayn's playing this up way too well. It's weird having Nigel on Rampage commentary because they usually have Menard or somebody else coming in, but... Oh, that's gotta suck. Once again, everybody just popping in here, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We're checking out AEW Rampage, running right after Collision here tonight. Get ready for the pay-per-view tomorrow. He's like, I'm a VIP. I can get you extra stuff here. I got you. He says he's got some on him. He's going to try the tights again. Don't do that to RVD. Oh, we all know what he was looking for. Don't even kid yourself here. Wow. That was a kick. Little shades of the Van Daminator with that kick, yeah. Get out of the way, ref. Nice job, Quid. You distracted RVD enough that your old man got eliminated. You dumbass. I love the strategy there. Even RVD looks like he took a couple tokes here as he was outside the ring there on that last spot. And just think, all of this because somebody was petty enough to give him a WrestleMania booking and then take it away. And then take it away when they found out that he was coming out for a one shot. Like that whole story when that came down, that was just dirty pool personally. You already promised the guy a spot and it's not like you're signing him to a contract or anything. All these leverage pins, Kommander's never going to keep RVD down. Let's face it, in a shoot situation. It was a rough Northern Lights. It's partially dim, partially bright there. Pretty decent show so far. Like overall, for the first 2 hours, it was actually really well done, if you ask me. Oh, look out! Oh, I thought he was gonna do a brain buster there. Oh, missed that kick. There you go. Tumbleweed leg drop. AEW have had great shows all year. So, like, there's been very few misses. Oh, there it is. You knew RVD was going to win that on a 5-star. But yeah, like, there's been a few hiccups on matches. Don't get me wrong, every promotion has them. But consistently, if you take all the BS out of the way, I think AEW's put on absolutely fantastic programming throughout the year. Ever since that hiccup at Full Gear with the whole Adam Cole, MJF, Jay White debacle there, once that was done, the hell is Nigel doing singing Christmas carols? All right, and after the break, we're going to get Yuka Sakazaki and Emi Sakura. It's great to see Emi back on the screens here. We got, we had an issue with visas going on. That's why Emi hasn't been on our screen more. There's been started to be a lot bigger push for her to head to be a part of the London show just because she is. Her whole gimmick's basically based on Freddie Mercury for the most part. So if she could get that going, it would be absolutely great. And speaking of things absolutely great, me segueing perfectly here, I do have to remind everybody tomorrow we will be here for an AEW Dynasty Sidecast, as I'll be joined by my cohort here at Backbreaker Video here, Andre C., host of Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk, their YouTube channel. A lot of work done on our local establishment. And if you are a purveyor of Saturday night's main event, They do have a segment on there, Andre and Melball do, with the Japanese wrestling update. So make sure you stop by, say hello, drop a follow. And yeah, you can talk to me and Andre. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow. Like, we're not just going to be talking AEW. We'll be talking whatever comes up to our minds here. But there's been some crazy stories that we've come up with around here. With some of the streams. If you guys are newer here, we basically go all over the map with everything here. The wrestling's great, but sometimes your topics just seem to shoot off in the atmosphere. But then, yeah, after we're done here, we are going to be doing WWE 2K24. My GM mode, it is our Fastlane pay-per-view. So we are looking to make a real jump in what we're going to be doing in terms of quality for tonight's show. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you stick around. If you're watching this on the YouTube, you can check out our gaming channel, which also we do rebroadcast these videos every, I believe it's typically Tuesdays and Saturdays that the replay goes up for the WWE 2K24 streams. These videos for wrestling are simulcast directly right after the show. Like right after we're done here, we're going to take about a 5-minute break so I can start getting it rendered while we're chatting here. Or while we're getting over 2K24 here. We're going to talk some matches, talk a lot of wrestling. Have a lot of fun as we're going as well. I know sometimes we've talked about food. We talked about different products of wrestling, different preferences. We've talked about different life experiences for everybody, and it's a whole lot of fun what we do around here. So, and the biggest thing for me is just enjoy yourself. I like these commercials they have for Swerve and for, I know Mercedes has one as well. I really enjoy the fact that they try to push those.
We are back. It's time for a women's feature matchup here on Rampage. And here's Bobby Cruz.
Oh, this is Yuka Sakazaki's entrance. Okay. And Yuka actually had a pretty good going of it last week. And then, yeah, Emi, if you didn't know, Emi's had some visa issues getting back over here from Japan, but now those are officially cleaned up, so they're going to have a lot more. They're going to have a lot more Emi Sakura on our screens here going forward. Oh, yeah, there we go. No waiting for the finish of the introductions. Let's just go beat up the little one here. We didn't even get an opening bell. Looks like these two are just applying for the WWE Speed. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, the Speed show from WWE, exclusively on X every Wednesday. 3-minute time limit matches. which basically could include every main event of Dynamite that includes Jericho and somewhere in the show. Not saying, just saying. Let me update the channel info here as we go along here. Just because we're not watching Collision anymore, so we can watch. I think somebody screwed up a camera view there. Just read that Swerve threw out the first pitch of the Cardinals. That wouldn't surprise me. She almost threatened to throw out. Oh. Don't throw out the woo energy to the crowd. They might get too excited. Might put shill of the year, attaboy. No, I'm glad that Swerve's getting out there because, like, I think they are getting out to do this stuff locally. The thing is, they're just not being advertised well enough. And that's the big thing we've always talked about. I think Yakazaki intentionally got hurt. And this is how they're trying to... I think Sakazaki intentionally got hurt here. Or not intentionally, but she's really hurt. But they are playing this up rather well. Well, she's moving. Maybe she got me here. It wouldn't feel bad. As we head over to picture-in-picture, got to pay some bills once again. But yeah, the biggest problem we've always had, like, when it comes to Tony Khan and what he does with AEW, I will say this to death. That they do need to promote this product a lot better than they do. And I'm not talking about the wrestling fans, because wrestling fans will find the info. It's the casuals that don't want to look for the info that need it in front of them. Ankles can be funny that way, yeah. 100% they do. Yeah, like 1,000% they do. Absolutely. That's the biggest thing right now. Like, guys and girls like us in here that watch wrestling regularly, we want to find something, we're going to find it. Like, there's no doubt at all about it. Casual fans that have a million different things to choose from. Let's face it, we had playoff hockey, we had playoff basketball, we got the MLB going on right now. Movies coming out. Fallout show on TV. X-Men 97, which is an absolute banger, and I want to talk to Andre about it. Before he gets into talking about it this Wednesday on Marvel Talk over on his channel. There's a lot of that going on. There's so many things out there. Like, way back when you only had 4 or 5 options, bringing something into the atmosphere is a lot easier to incorporate and get popular. Now you have to dedicate people to do that. And I think a big example of something they can do to promote to make it a lot of fun is actually see what happens on Wednesday here coming up. Because you're going to have that crazy Jacksonville atmosphere. Tony Khan's going to let a couple matches absolutely rip because he wants to keep it as basic as possible. Because this week, Thursday through Saturday, they have the draft at the NFL draft's going on. So Tony needs to be near Jacksonville. So he's dealing with all the draft issues that they have to deal with. I love how they go from picture in picture to just straight commercial. But typically those Jacksonville shows can show some absolute fantastic wrestling action. Just because usually, you know, when the boss is away, the cats will play. Like, you know, Moxley might bleed himself 5 times in that match. Like, he'll get stitched up, then cut himself open again. But I really do feel that Hobbs is going to show up and have an absolutely fantastic match there. I don't think he's going to win the title. Because I can't see Hobbs being a champion that New Japan would want. And I also don't think we're going to get Hobbs' first championship be the IWGP World Championship. Okay. Jesus. Sakazaki's got to be close to half dead right now. Seriously. If Sakura could get Sakazaki over on this, they're trying. Butterfly backbreaker, okay. It's got to be some kind of reversal that's going to end this here. That kick slapped. Ooh, right on her head. I absolutely love that leverage German like that. Is it just me, or did that sort of come out of nowhere? What the hell happened to Sakura? She's too busy out, like, if you're going to lose like that, don't be playing around to the crowd after. I love the jacket, having one hell of a hair day. So this happened on Wednesday. This is why I got confused about whether it's being taped or being straight.
Professionally and personally, a few months ago, I had to walk away from
Oh, you're cute. Just for the record, got the Ruby Soho shirt on because I knew this was coming tonight. Ruby Soho versus Akira from Street Fighter V.
On Rampage last week, I had said that it was a must-win for me. That the only thing I had left was beating Zack Knight, and I lost. So I had to go home, and I had a lot of thinking to do, and I reflected on. I thought about a lot of things. When I started as a professional wrestler, the only thing I ever wanted to do was make my dad proud. He's not with us anymore, but I think over the years I've done that.
All right. Was this his retirement moment?
But after the year that I've had, I also realized that I don't really have a lot of things left to fight for. So I came out here tonight to announce
All right. I think the audio guy screwed up his timing, but I think he was supposed to hit the music right as he was going to say
It breaks my heart for me to hear you say that you have nothing to fight for, because I'm out here to tell you that you have something very important to fight for.
The crowd gets it right away. I love this.
Angelo, I'm pregnant.
Damn. I would love to see that this is actually a lot. Like, he didn't know about it till now.
Soon, and I know that we just started this, and I know I just disappeared, but I didn't know how to tell you.
It's like, shut up and kiss me. Well, it looks like everybody loves the feel-good moments, don't they? Well, it looks like we're not going to have to worry about the we're not going to have to worry about things going downhill for them anymore. Well, Angelo doesn't have to worry about retirement. I so love how they're pushing Swerve's commercial on TNT more than anybody right now. Probably after the pay-per-view, you do another week of Swerve, and then from there you move on to maybe doing a little bit more with Mercedes as we're getting towards Double or Nothing, because that's a face everybody recognizes, and Swerve's going to be the face that they are going to recognize eventually here. He did have that cup of coffee and maybe an extra shot of whiskey and WWE. But a lot of people just don't simply know about him. So having stories about people you need to get behind. Personally, I feel that's the most important way that you get people involved in the stuff that you're doing. And there's many different ways to get about it. There could be long vignettes and storylines, and then there's just enough of a teaser to say, look, you really need to come see this guy. There is a lot of stuff this guy can do. A lot of times, a lot more can be done with a 1-minute scissor reel compared to a 10-minute promo. It all depends on who the wrestler is and what the storyline's got to be, right? you could have a really quick 1 minute reel of showing everything that you could do. Like if they put a match together of all the unique moves that Swerve has, they put a video up just for that, I guarantee a lot of casuals would, oh my God, he could do all this. Maybe I need to check this out. And then you got the story of Danielson, who you bring up a little bit of a promo about how you came back from a broken neck and how you've persevered, how you've been supported by the masses forever. And that's the way you get people to understand and then when they see you in the ring, it just attracts them that much further. It's all about the hook. And I'm not talking about Taz's kid. Sorry, I had to. It's not just about, it's all about the hook, about how you're going to get the people in, and there's different ways to do it, right? Eddie Kingston, one thing that hooked a lot of people on him was the actual article that he did in the Players Journal. And well, same thing with Maxwell Jacob Freeman. He had one the day before they lost the title to Samoa Joe. It allowed him to go out as the ultimate babyface. And when he comes back, he is going to have, best comparison I can make it, he's going to have Rhea Ripley levels of fan support. Or I can say Rhea Ripley's going to have MJF levels of fan support. Either way, I think those are on the same level. Like, white hot babyface is an understatement compared to what those two are going to have. And speaking of MJF, speaking of the Undisputed Kingdom coming out, best wishes to Adam Cole, Chugs, who they did start out their new podcast last week, which was a lot of fun listening to. And the AEW Games podcast, if you haven't checked it out yet. And then, but also the fact that the reports have come out that healing has gone a lot slower than what they expected. Like, so they've actually officially taken Cole off the road. He'll come in for the odd spot. Like, there is a possibility he could show up tomorrow. I doubt it because there's no real relevance to having Cole there for a Roderick versus Kyle match other than, you know, there's your united faction between the two. I love that Daddy Magic's coming out in jeans now. No more tights. To hell with that. You know it's bad when your music kicks up before you get to do all your poses, right? He wants Roderick Strong, but he won't get Roderick Strong tonight. Oh, he will. Now, tag out. Circle the ring once. Yep, there it is. The chicken. Le buck buck buck. I believe that's how they say chicken in French. Le buck buck buck. Or else it's PFK, one or the other. If you know, you know. I love that they're doing the Forbidden Door collision 4 days before. They're doing a double taping. It actually is smart doing it that way. That way you don't have to worry about any injuries or anything showing up the night before. I love how Nigel thinks that he can speak French. I'm almost scared to think of what kind of French he actually speaks. Over the top. I love the story how Trent Beretta screwed over these guys last week, especially with Orange Cassidy on Wednesday. Oh no. That's gotta suck. Oh, I thought he was trying to shoot about the ropes out of the ring, and Rocky just said nope. That's how you talk about tag teams here. Fluidity, sequences of moves. It's the tag team wrestling I always grew up on. It's not just having people work to get... Oh, there's Mercedes commercial now. Oh, this is the combo. All right, I like the combo. Then we got... They're going to be going hard with the playoff commercials, I guess, on TNT now. I don't blame them, It does cost a lot to get the TV rights. So, having to get the ad revenue you can out of them. That's one thing we were talking about when it comes to people that complain about the numbers for AEW Collision. And, well, Rampage on Fridays, they just consider that a lost cause at this point. But the numbers for Collision, when they're getting like 350, or sorry, 300,000 to 350,000 people watching. A lot of people don't realize that that's actually a pretty big win for TNT. When you're getting these first run movies in here, or these third run movies, sorry. Like having a Star Wars marathon for movies that have already been seen a million times. It's, and you're only getting maybe 75 to 100,000 viewers. Having a show that gets you like 300, 350,000 for relatively cheap. I'm assuming that Collision they didn't pay as much for. Because if you... You're literally not getting the numbers that you're expecting out of them compared to what you're getting for Dynamite, but at the same time, you're getting enough numbers that you could actually generate some revenue with some sponsors, right? Because you could actually say that these guys actually are producing numbers, right? Except in Canada, because only 4 companies ever advertise on TV anymore. Or at least it feels that way every time we watch a show. By the way, if you need a really good follow on the old X page there, because I know there's a lot of bad ones, I highly would recommend Mike Bennett if you're looking for some positivity in your life. Like, he was in a bad spot for a long time, and Maria actually had to help him get out of it in terms of abuse and in terms of use. And it was Maria that actually helped get him out of it quite, well, basically he was on the brink, he admits. But now when he comes up, he is just so positive in all the things he talks about and so many things that he does. And once again, Rocky Romero stuck in the corner, taking all the abuse. I'm assuming Danny Magic takes the pin on this just because you keep the Kingdom strong. You don't get Kyle pinned. And you just get yourself ready for a pay-per-view coming up tomorrow. Nice job by Taven cutting off that tag in a very different way, like that behind the head clothesline, or Northern Lariat as they call it. I still can't figure out how that double hurricanrana works, but the hot tag to Daddy Magic. Just unloading bombs here. I love how McGuinness has an excuse for everything. You think Kyle wouldn't have grabbed the leg of Taven there? But I guess he is the good guy, so he doesn't do stuff like that. But still. Moonsault on the legs. Not perfectly lined up, but close enough to do some damage. There's your hot tag. Roderick literally going to take the loss here just to... Oh, God. That's twice now that someone's done that. Dragon screw leg whip on the floor. Or sorry, out to the floor. Oh, God, that's it. That's going to be a tap. Oh my goodness. Roderick gets one shot at uh-oh. Why would you let him up? This is just setting up what's going to happen tomorrow. All in all, I have to say, like, for 3 hours of wrestling, they've set up most of the pay-per-view very well. Hell of a nice backbreaker there. Between the 3 shows this week, you had the three main event spots cover 3 of the big matches that they want to cover. You had the ladder match with FTR and the Bucks. You had PAC and Danielson, PAC and Okada set up. You also had Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland on Wednesday with Dynamite. And then tonight for Rampage, you have the Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly match here. Sorry. Just watching that big suplex there. And now into the R bar. That's going to be a tap. I was going to say, Daddy, I'm trying to get the Bobby heated if I keep saying different people are going to lose it. But this keeps O'Reilly red hot, ready going into the title match tomorrow. We'll probably get Wardlow interference tomorrow. Oh, what a great way to wrap things up here. Well, at least on the TV side. Roderick just simply, no, you won't. Not insulting him, just saying, no, you won't do it. Now they're going to run down the card for the show, so that's pretty much going to wrap up the show for us here. It is going to be a fun pay-per-view tomorrow, and once again, I just want to throw this out before we close off the show here. We are going to have our sidecast coming up tomorrow with Andre C. joining me here on the old desk, as we call it. And it's going to be a jam-packed show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things. We'll probably reminisce a bunch about what we used to do here, covering the indies here in Alberta, and a whole lot of fun stuff here. So make sure you stop by. It's going to be a great time.